Good evening. And it's Friday. It's People are going to have the Jewish people are going to have Shabbat dinner. On the weekend. Over the weekend, I have to say. It's very I have to say this first. My friend Barry, whom I introduced on January 1st by the U.S. Central Time, he is going to bring my tiny, tiny gift of a porcelain, a very famous porcelain I got for the Holocaust victims. ICEJ, International Christian Embassy, Jerusalem, they help and support a lot of Israelis projects, and also they help and support the Holocaust victims. And I have sent a tiny gift. Well, I cannot send the tiny gift to Israel directly because of the postal service. So I sent the tiny gift to the U.S. so somebody can bring them to Israel. And finally, my porcelain gift for Hanukkah is coming to Israel. Well, it's like March, but it's okay. I hope it's like a gift of any season. And I hope that people use the plate for porcelain plate for Shabbat dinner or on various occasions. And I'm very excited about it. And also, I sent them tapestry of the scenes that they can imagine about Japan. So, I believe that some of the people have indeed traveled to Japan, but I just wanted to just give some kind of imagination for them. But anyway, this is a sad part of what I have to say. Yesterday, this is not in the news, but February 27th, this is from a news quote called, this is from an Israeli news, but there was a car ramming by a Palestinian terrorist at Karkur Junction. This is something that actually my friend told me. And a terrorist was eliminated. This is something I have heard over the time, over and over, for years. I have to say that I have stopped this for a while, but this is something my friend used to tell me. But I just have to say, well, the Japanese media really love to talk about, this predicament of like Gaza. Like, have they ever imagined the victims of the terrorist attacks? And do they know why they can attack? And at the same time, do they know that the terrorists fire rockets from our school, the hospitals? Yeah, they and then the media are saying, oh, IDF is attacking school. Yeah, they launched a lot of rockets from the hospital. A lot of weapons were found. I don't know. I don't know why people can believe that the hospitals were used to treat the sick. Like, how can they use MRI with Kalashnikov inside? It's impossible. And they're gonna say, like, we took out like during while we used MRI. Well, the MRI will be broken for sure. And I don't know. These protesters want to tell that Israeli are lying about babies being butchered. Well, think of those who have friends who had to gather a lot of bodies, hundreds and hundreds of bodies, to hand them to the families. I'm sorry, but you know what? It's so hard to talk about this. It's so hard to even talk about this. But have they ever thought of the female victims who, I can just display the female victims who are smiling. But can all these Hamas protesters understand what they went through? And also, the first thing they said, the babies were not butchered, so Israelis are lying. And the second thing they say, well, we don't care whether Israeli babies are butchered because they are the Jews. And what kind of logic is that? Well, that's called anti-Semitism. And also, I'm not pleased to talk about this, but they're not ashamed. I mean, those protesters, Ivy League college students, and also a lot of university students who join the protest about human rights are actually, I have to say, stumping on human rights of the minorities. And that is very, very scary as a fact. I will be talking about what the consequences would be with Leonard Grunstein. I will invite him in a few weeks. He is busy right now, but I am going to invite him to discuss what could be the consequences. And thanks to Trump, President Trump, and I mean Trump administration, I believe that there will be strong stance on what the university students are doing. They are not doing anything for the human rights of the people, but what they are trying to do is to eliminate the human rights of the Jewish people. I am just so disgusted, and it's beyond something that is to be disgusted. This cannot be ignored, and the Jewish students have the right to exist and have the rights to study. And I just do not have words. These protesters deny the tortures of Hamas. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm not good at the pronunciation, but Eli Shara, okay, he lost 40% of his weight. And the Hamas protesters are saying, well, Hamas are the resistance and Israelis are the baby killers. Well, Hamas tried to kill Eli Shara. These Hamas protesters completely ignore the human rights of the Jewish people and the state of Israel. It's unbelievable. And this is happening in the United States and in the West. And sadly, I heard someone say, well, I just cleared all the apartment and I'm going back to Israel. That's my place. This is something someone told me a few weeks ago. He was in Germany. Isn't this sad? I mean, all these Western leaders don't care. I mean, like, I'm sorry. President Trump has been working very, very hard for the Jewish people and Israeli people. And he does care about the Jewish people very much. And he has cared about the Jewish people, even during the first term. I'm not saying that he did all these he did bad things. I'm just saying that he did care about the Jewish people during the first term and the second term. He declared that he will do something about Israel to protect the people of Israel and the state of Israel. And what is going on in the United States right now is horrible. I'm just too appalled to see all these people. I don't know what to say. I hope one day, not just one day, well, I pray that President Trump will resolve this problem. And I believe that he will. A lot of people are criticizing President Trump or whatever. He does care about Israel. And it's very, very true. And that's the right of the people. That majority people of the people, well, like now, these protesters are trying to oppress the Jewish people by saying we are going to be the majority. Well, I have discussed this with Reserve Colonel Ransomere. Well, he was saying interesting things, which is if we go stronger, then we're going to conquer everything. That's the logic of this entire world in the Middle East that is going to eliminate Israel. Well, that's what's happening in the West right now, and I don't know what to say, but the Purim, I have to say, is starting on March 13th this year. Yes, it's a lot for kids, and I hope that people have peaceful Shabbat. We are not going to be troubled by the terrorists, but Israel is going to exist, and Israeli people do have every right to be happy in whatever circumstance. And as human, we have to support it. I mean, we're the same human, and these Hamas protesters are saying we're special. So I'm just gonna at the end, this is the end of the podcast, so I'm just not gonna talk about them, but I will be discussing them more. And I do support Israel in any ways, so I will be discussing them clearly what they are. And I would like to end this podcast now. I hope people have good weekends, no matter where you are. And I hope that people have peace in their mind, no matter what kind of circumstance people are in. And I wish for the peaceful Shabbat, of course. Okay, have a nice weekend. And I will probably be podcasting on Sunday. And next week, I will be inviting former major who served in the U.S. Army, Montgomery Granger. Yeah, it's very exciting. He has been very nice to me for a very long time. I have known him for about 10 years. So I hope that you get to know what his service was like. Okay, so have a good day or good night. Shalom.